Welcome to the latest installment of the Run to Daylight podcast. I'm your host, Todd Burrows, and today I will be drafting a live FFPC draft that is a stacked room. My former gunslinger partner, Billy Musio, is in the room. Gerald, for you, those of you who know Gerald, is in the room. A very good player. And I will be drafting right next to Calm from Rotoviz and Tom Strachan. I don't know if I pronounced your name right, Tom, if you see this later. Tom is a really good dude on Twitter, very good best ball mind. I'm sure he's going to make it more difficult than I would like. They have the 1 spot, I have the 12 spot. But this is brought to us by my friends over at Underdog Fantasy. 3 weeks left, basically, 20 days or so left to the start of the season. The BB M3 is now about 67% filled. They did a Pomeranian yesterday. You could do the big dog for $250. We will be making picks that are on the clock. And because I'm on the end, if I get bored, I might even start up a Best Ball Mania to do at the same time. So unfortunately, I will not be able to show you guys my queue this time. But I will show the draft board and I will show, I could show my queue for a little bit in the beginning. The way I do it, I really don't give any hints as to who I may or may not be interested in. So we'll start out by showing the whole screen and we'll see how it goes. Looking forward to a fun day. So 3 weeks left. Best ball is the one-night stand of fantasy football, and nobody does a one-night stand better than Underdog Fantasy. You can use the app, you can use the computer, you can play all different sorts of games for, with small entry fees, games with large entry fees. They've really stepped it up a tremendous amount this year. Go to Underdog Fantasy, sign up, use the code BESTBALL, and they will match your first $100. All right, that is going to get us to the point where I'm going to share my screen. And obviously my decision is, unless they are going to throw me a really big fastball, and you guys can jump in the comments. I didn't announce this, so I don't expect too many people to jump in, but if you guys are around and you have comments, anybody in the draft want to make comments? So basically what I do here is, obviously I'm going Taylor or Christian McCaffrey. You will see that I will update my Fantasy Mojo ownership for all my players. And you will see that I have 13% Christian McCaffrey, but only 6.5% in this contest. That is not by design. That is by the fact that I haven't been getting early picks lately. And Taylor, let's see, where are we, Taylor? Taylor is even worse. So 8 and 8. So basically, I prefer Christian McCaffrey here, but happy to take Mr. Taylor if he makes it. We will update my my picks on. So what we'll do in the beginning is, while I'm waiting, we will go through some of these picks that are on the clock for my underdog drafts, and you'll get to see, and I'll go through a bunch of stuff to try and do some teaching while I'm waiting to come back up on the board. Is there anyone else I know off the top of my head? I've seen Walter White here a bunch. All right. So they have not picked yet, which, come on, guys. I mean, it's egregious, right? I mean, you had to know who you were picking and teasing the boys. And they took McCaffrey, which is fine. I will take Jonathan Taylor. And then for a moment there, I thought about taking Justin Jefferson. So now I know I'm 24 picks away, but I need 25 guys in the queue. There are 13 here to mix in. Barkley is 14. Lamb is 15. Aaron Jones 16. Pitts 17. Kamara 18. Javonte Williams 19. Debo 20. Fournette 21. Hill 22. Evans 23. I don't draft a lot of Nick Chubb. We'll put Higgins in. We'll put A.J. Brown in. Let's see. Anyone else? That should be enough. 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 27. All right. I've got enough people to make it through. Let's open up the draft board so you guys, we can see that. So it's been Jefferson, Eckler, Kupp, and Harris. That's a little early for Harris. I'm not super high on him this year. And Billy Musio got Jamar Chase at 1-8. So that is a good thing. Let's see where Gerald went. I think Gerald changed his team name. Nope, Gerald is a maniac. Gerald. Oh, he's in the 12th spot. So we're all kind of away from each other except for me and the RotoViz. Well, let's just call him the European contingent. How's that? And then we'll jump over here, see if you guys have any questions. All right, now we'll jump over to my first underdog draft. And you can see this one is almost done. So I've got 17 picks in. That's the first thing I look at. I wait for the spike week overlay to kick in. It does. So to show you how that works, blue means that a stack with a quarterback. Green means a stack or correlation with someone in your lineup. And you can see I have Stafford stacked with week 16, but not week 17. I wasn't able to. And Derek Carr with week 17, not week 16. So what that can do as we look at this last pick is I could put more weight on this for week 17, more weight for this for week 16. And I've got a 2-5-8-2 build. I've got enough strength at quarterback. Henry, Mixon, Edmonds, Hines, and Benjamin. So I've got a stud, another stud, a very good third, very good fourth, and a prospect. All right. I'm not saying if there was someone great, I wouldn't take a sixth, but most likely not. Kittle and Schultz, very strong at tight end. That means I've got 8 wide receivers, Pittman, Robinson, Renfro. I mean, it's a pretty good room. So I think I can really go any way. I could go running back or wide receiver here. I'm not going to go tight end. So let's keep running back and wide receiver open. I'm most likely going to go wide receiver. But I want to look at all the blues, right? So Joshua Kelly, well, that would give me someone for that Charger matchup week 17. And it would be a low-owned guy. So I really don't feel I need a sixth running back, but that's something to consider. Jeff Wilson, another running back. Warren, another running back. Ty Montgomery, we heard news today. Amir Abdul, another running back. Quez Watkins has something with Dallas, but not blue. All right, so here's Jalen Guyton. And it's not the highest upside pick, but you know what? I want to turn this blue. And what if week 17, there's a couple injuries, and it's Jalen Guyton who gets a couple deep touchdowns, low owned, adds to my week 17 stack. I don't separate. The only other thing I could do here is I could add to my Denver LA stack. So LA, I've got Allen Robinson and Van Jefferson. I've got for Denver, I've got Hamler. So I'm not going to go with Montrell Washington here, who I do like. I don't have a great comeback, but I think Guyton's the right choice. So that is how I figured that out. Any questions, guys, let me know. And then we will go back over to the draft. I am almost up. So that went quicker than I thought. And Lenny is there. They probably will want Lenny to go with their Christian McCaffrey stack, and they'll probably want Mike Evans too. So it'll be interesting to see which one makes it. I don't have any correlations. I do like Tyreek Hill here, though. Now, do I want to hurt them and take Mike Evans, or do I want to take Tyreek Hill? They are known for hero running back. So I'm guessing they're going to go Hill and Evans if I don't do anything. And I think they'll take T. Higgins if I do. So real quickly, Tyreek Hill, I've got only 4% ownership. I know I've got a lot more Mike Evans. And you know what? The correlation doesn't do me any harm, right? They're correlating for week 17. I'm long gone. I've got 19% Mike Evans. I am not going to stop them. I'm going to take Tyreek Hill. And I'm going to guess they go Fournette and Evans here. Let's see if I'm right. Meanwhile, I'm going to go look at my Higgins ownership. Sorry. Helps if you can spell. T. Higgins, I've only got 3%. And so I wouldn't mind adding to him. A.J. Brown, I've got 15. So they went Higgins, which is interesting. They went away from the correlation, at least for the first pick, of Mike Evans to go with. So they took Higgins, who ownership-wise, I think I needed to up my Higgins. So that's twice now that they've kind of hurt my ownership. But I have low ownership on those guys because I don't like them as much, right? So I like Mike Evans here. And they go with A.J. Brown. So I like A.J. Brown. I wouldn't mind adding to my Jalen Hurts. But to me, now this is a very interesting question. So I've got a stud running back, but I can't go wrong. And so the default here is to take Mike Evans. And I feel really good coming out of both of my top two guys that I was looking at. It's not great for my overall ownership percentage, but as far as building the best team this time, I feel like I'm really doing well. And FFPC correlating is much less important because it's 60 people in the final, and you've got week 15, I think it's 2 out of 12 advance and 1 out of 12 week 16. So your odds are, I don't think you need to supercharge teams as much. All right, so let's add to the queue. And I just go straight down. I'm not looking because I want to see who. All right. So I think I got everyone. That's 19 people. And that gets me down to Cooks. All right. So do I want to add Dobbins? Not really. Do I want to add Mahomes? Not really. Not with Tyreek Hill being in Miami. Jerry Jeudy, I'll add. I actually will add Mahomes and Juju just in case. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Is there anyone else? Michael Thomas, I think, certainly could be in the discussion. Mooney could be in the discussion. A.J. Dillon, that's getting up there with him. But I'll put A.J. Dillon in. And Goddard. A little early, but he won't make it back. All right, so I got plenty of names. Plenty of names. So let's look at both over Tom UK. Okay, I get it. Because Tom's from the UK, Ireland. All right, we got it. Over Tom. Love it. Very good. So I would have preferred CMC, but I wanted Hill and Evans. Got one of my low-owned guys. Tyreek, there's been no negative news. I do believe in that offense. I think that I didn't have enough. You can see James Conner went a little earlier to number 3 than he normally does, but that's okay because he had 2 wide receivers, 2-1, 1-2. This guy, Renegade, I've seen him before. I'm not impressed with this start. Victory. We've got the very rare and mostly ineffective 3 big tight ends start. That is interesting, something to note, because if tight ends start going earlier, you don't want to completely miss that. Let's see. We got 2 and 1 for my buddy Billy, and he got he got Fournette at 3.8. I know he's loving life right now. Nope, not a super flex. Howdy. And what's 7 doing? I think he's making Billy's life easier. That's what he's doing. So that's really interesting. I that knocks me out a little bit. And there goes Kittle. So this is a draft where tight ends are going to go early. Now, just because everyone is going tight end early, you don't have to, because eventually it'll catch up, right? But it's something to note and be on top of. And let's see what Gerald's doing. Gerald got Nick Chubb at 4-1. I don't love Nick Chubb, but I do at 4-1. Sutton, Adams, and Barkley. Very good start for my buddy Gerald. And 11, Kid Dynamite. 1, 2, and 2, 1, 1. That is early for Dalton Schultz. Boy, this is going to be a weird draft. This guy is freaking people out. He is freaking people out. You're freaking me out, man. So I'll show you how I handle that when I'm on the board, because I do know that the RotoViz guys really believe in the tight end. So if there's one there that I like, I think there's a good chance they won't make it back. But like everything else, who am I passing on to get that? And I do very much enjoy Dallas Goedert this year, but I don't need him. I've got plenty of Dallas Goedert. How much, you might ask? Second highest owned tight end, 20%, 23% in this contest. I like Dallas Goedert this year. And the great thing is, so Breece Hall, should have gotten back to this sooner. I'm going to do it. I am going to. There is nobody here that I like so much that I like, because this is a weird draft, I like keeping The value, I like keeping my my positions. I don't like to be imbalanced at a position. And I'll be interested to hear if Tom and Calm would have taken Goddard. Was Hawkinson gone too? No, Hawkinson's there. I like Goddard more. I think Goddard should have been going ahead of Hawkinson this whole year. But now we'll find out if they like Hawkinson. And if not, I got to start preparing for who I want. I mean, Breece Hall's a guy that I haven't been drafting. I'm not going to stack Justin Herbert. Marquis Brown, Gabe Davis, certainly in play. Montgomery, Michael Thomas, a lot of guys certainly in play here. It'll be interesting to see what the boys do. DK Metcalf. Gotta admit, didn't see that one coming. Did I miss him? I might have missed putting him in the queue. It does look like he's practicing again, but they've got other tight ends, and there's a lot more options there now. I'm not going to go out of my way to take him. I'm going to call them over slow Ireland. How's that? There's two guys. I guess they don't work together. So, I mean, I'm going to go wide receiver here. It's just a matter of which one. And they took Breece Hall. All right, so let's look. I should have done this. McLaurin and Marquis Brown. Always seem to have a good amount of McLaurin. I've got enough of both. So it really probably is between these. I've been taking a lot of Michael Thomas. I don't feel the need, even though there's that nice correlation with Goddard. I mean, I am getting a pretty precipitous with him. Yeah, 20%. I like Mooney. Miami plays New England. Tampa plays Carolina. Indiana Giants. I'm just gonna take McLaurin. I mean Marquise Brown. He's been dropping. So let's go. Speaking of RotoViz, let's go over to their very, very good tool. I'm sure this is going to want me to log in. It always does. Let's go to tools, FFPC, exposures, and ADP. So you get to see all the kind of fun stuff I do when I'm drafting. And it's taking time to load. While it does that, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, Josh Jacobs 15, Kyler 16, Hurts 17, 18, 19, 20, Power 21, Ertz 22. I'm not going to take CH. Cooper 23. I'm not going to take Lazard. I'm not going to take Gibson. Drake London 24. I don't really have a stack with Russ, but I'll put him in there. I don't really have a stack with Lance, but I'll put him in there. Ramondre, that's a little early for him now. Renfro. And I'll even throw in Edmonds. All right, so I got plenty of people in my queue, and this doesn't want to load. RotoViz does move slow sometimes. Bad gateway. That's not good. I won't be able to show you the great RotoViz. I wanted to look up charting for Marquis Brown's ADP. All right, so let's go back and look at some teams right after no questions. Let's go. All right, let's go to the draft board. Let's see. So they've got 2-3. I just don't get Breece Hall here. I know a lot of people do think talent's going to win out. I mean, this could not be a very good offense, and I don't think Michael Carter's going away. I guess in the beginning of the fifth, I'm okay with the value. I do take some shares just to have it, but with McCaffrey taking Breece Hall, it's not for me, right? Where you look at me now, I've got 3 wide receivers. I'm on my way to winning the flex. I took a high upside player in Marquis Brown for spikes. High upside spikes. So this is a little. So one thing you'll know that I do is I try and balance my position groups. So I've got a really good tight end, a little early, but they're going early, right? Marquis Brown. If I had taken Marquis Brown first and gotten Goddard on the way back, I would have been happy. I'm just not sure Goddard would have passed through. I don't know how the boys feel, but I know that the RotoViz guys are heavy tight ends, so it didn't make sense over a few points of ADP. So when I have a stud like this, this whole lineup is predicated on him crushing, right? So I'm looking to correlate possibly with him. And I'm not going to take another running back until I really feel that there's one that is a good value. All right. So this gentleman that we were looking at, he stacked up. So 4 picks, no running backs, no wide receivers. It'll be interesting to see how he comes back. You see my buddy Billy is doing a phenomenal job. Allen Robinson, great value there. Terry McLaurin, fab. I mean, you saw I was willing. It was between Marquis Brown and McLaurin there. So he's doing the same thing I'm doing with a little less quality running back, but Billy is building a fabulous team. And let's look at my buddy Gerald. Gerald did you see a lot of this now because they're very easy to take. And it's a very solid strategy. I talked about Mahomes and Juju at the turn as a possibility. There was too much value for that. All right, so now let's start looking at teams that are built poorly, right? So 4 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver. Viente is behind the 8 ball to me. But what he's doing is he's balancing the board from the people who are doing the hero running back strategy. So, okay, so we're keeping an eye on the overall board. And I am almost up. So I'm not going to show my hand, but I know who I want. I think it should be pretty obvious. Let's look at Bull and Scalp Hunters. Bull already has a quarterback. Scalp Hunters doesn't, but he has James Conner. Would he consider Kyler for that? I don't know. I probably should completely keep my mouth shut, but I mean, I think it makes a ton of sense for me to take Kyler if he's there. So, but it doesn't matter now. I have to choose between Kyler and Hurts. I'm happy with either one. Let's look at which one did I get? I got either one. All right, so let me look at my ownership Kyler, I've got 8%, only 2% in the tournament. That's not enough. Hurts, I've got more. I'm over 12%. No brainer. Kyler Murray, welcome to the squad. So I can't say that I didn't think about that when I took Hollywood and Goddard, that Hurts and Kyler might be there, and I would have been happy with either one. So I'm not going to take Hurts on the way back. So I need to start looking at other things, and I know who I want. Bill, are you watching? Gus Edwards placed on pup. All right, so we made this pick. Let's go into the Pomeranian. So they took Hurts after much discussion. I was not going to take Hurts to go with Kyler. That's just too much. I like taking two in the window, but that's a little too much for me. So, I mean, Zach Ertz is there. Ertz would be a third part. It would be a second tight end. That could be my second flex. Thielen is the highest player on the board. Well, Josh Jacobs is, but I'm not taking him. Tony Pollard would make a good second running back to go with Taylor. So let's see what they do. All right, so they do go back-to-back quarterbacks, which is fine. I mean, it's a little early for me, but I'm taking Drake London. So week 17, Drake London, Kyler Murray, Arizona. Week 17 correlation. I like him as much as anybody in this queue. So that's when you do it. So now I have a team with a stud running back, enough wide receivers for the flex, a very good tight end, and a good quarterback. So I am very, especially drafting next to smart people, I am very happy with this start. And this guy's taken two guys that I don't like. So that always helps. So let's get to the next. Hopkins 16, so he'll probably be gone. Singletary 18, 19. Kadarius Toney with that Cordell Patterson. Damian Pierce has been going up. Harris, Kmet, Stafford, Cook, Freiermuth, Cook. So I should have enough names. And let's see who makes it back. A lot of interesting people. They're recording as well. So that's why Tom won't jump into the comments. All right, so let's go back over here and let's look at making some picks. All right, so you can see I'm on the clock in the 11th round. I have another pick. So it's always good to look at the guy in the middle. He's got 1-4-5-0. I've got 2-3-4-0. So it would be great if he went tight end or quarterback because I don't need that. I've got, let's see, are you going to come back? Overlay. I'll refresh it. So the overlay. So you could see that Russell Wilson is stacked with Jerry Jeudy. And I've got a Kansas City guy coming back. But week 16, I don't have a Ram. I don't have a stack for Hurts. And that was not by design. I had hoped to get somebody, but, I do like two quarterbacks in the window. So I could go Naheem Hines. There's no correlations, but a very solid fourth. Mecole Hardman would give me a second Kansas City person coming back. Albert O, some bad news on him. Pacheco is very interesting here, right? Because he becomes a fourth running back, second chief in my Russ stack, because that's a game that really could blow up. There's nobody to match with. Hurts yet. Doesn't make sense to chase the New Orleans Week 17 game. That game is in. That game's actually in Philly, not in. So I think a good choice is Pacheco. All right, so that's that one. Jump back over. See, we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks away. Trey Lance. I mean, I wouldn't have any stack, but certainly keep him in there. I think Gibson needs to be moved down. Other than that, I don't need to give away anything. A lot of quarterbacks in here. I've already got one. I wouldn't mind the second one in the window. I will not take one at 8-11, no matter what quarterback makes it, because they're not going to take a third quarterback. Because that's one good thing about drafting with good people. You can rule out really dumb things. So I wouldn't mind some quarterbacks coming off the board here. I wouldn't mind some guys I don't like coming off the board here. And I have a guy that I am interested in. I mean, let's look at the draft board. They've got two quarterbacks. They don't have a tight end. I know they like a tight end. I know they like wide receivers. I don't think – I mean, they could take a running back if they like one. Hard to predict what they're going to do, but it's something you want to look at. Let's look at – so this guy with the three tight ends now has two also early quarterbacks, which is a strategy I don't mind, but I don't like it with three tight ends. He's going to be, but he did get two very good running backs for this strategy. I mean, this is, it's not something I would do, or if I did it, I would do it very rarely, but he's doing it pretty damn well. There goes Freiermuth and Komet, two guys that I do like, but not really where I'm looking at right now. All right, so CEH went. I was not looking at him. The news came out today that both Damian Harris and Ramondre are looking like three-down backs, right? I don't have a lot of Damian Harris. I think that's a mistake. I've got 4%. So I think this is a very good time to take half of the New England backfield. It doesn't look like they're going to mix in a third guy. I think another running back I like will make it back to me. So I don't want to take the chance on not getting Damian Harris here. So Sanders, Singletary, and Penny. I mean, so you look at my build, and now this, because running back is going to start thinning out at some point, and there'll be a big drop off after this group. So my goal was to get two good ones. You know, when I took Drake London, my hope was to take two good running backs and get my second and third. I've got my flex, I've got my tight end, I've got my first quarterback. I do like two quarterbacks in the window, but I don't have any stacks with Lance. I could have done that, but I didn't. And with 20 rounds, I don't mind. And this is a big difference with Underdog. With 20 rounds, I don't mind taking a third quarterback. Henry, hi. Both third down backs. What's that supposed to mean? It means that Belichick said that they're going to both when it's their drive, both of them are going to be on the field for all three downs. That's what it means. It makes sense. I mean, do you really want Ty Montgomery out there? So they took Rashad Penny, who is actually my favorite running back of the group. But you will see, I've got 24% Rashad Penny. So I do not feel the need to deal with him this time. I don't have a lot of Sanders. But I have enough. I feel like, some of it's early, little bit of it's late. Let's see what I do like Singletary. And I've got 17 after, he dropped a lot after Cook was dropped. So early best ball, I didn't have him. 17. They took Sky Moore. I think, the choice is pretty. Now, I could go Cordell Patterson. I could go James Cook. Let me look at my James Cook. Yeah, I'm up to 7% James Cook. Ooh, tough decision. Singletary or Cook. Got 17 Singletary. I've got a stud. I'm going to take a shot with Cook. So I feel like with Taylor chasing the super upside with Cook, this is a good team to do it. But boy, that was a tough decision. I do like Singletary better overall. Let's go look at Billy. Billy, he backed out the two running backs, and Edmonds was a guy I really wanted to make it back to me. So again, this is a little bit different team for me, which is good, giving me different flavors. I have a lot of Penny. I have, all right. So that's that. And now I will review my team. So Drake London and Tyreek Hill are both guys who have quarterbacks later. Doesn't mean I'm going to go after them, but that is something to keep in mind and monitor. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 2 is right there. And the boys shouldn't be interested in him. Henderson, Carter are people of interest. Pickens is a person of interest. I don't think he'll make it. Everett, Pacheco. I don't think this is Pacheco's okay here. Brian Robinson. So this is another fat area for running backs. And boy, I have the feeling I'm going to want a couple more people in this turn than I'm able to get. All right. So Kyler Gerald has two good running backs, and now he's up to 5 wide receivers and a quarterback. Tight end has kind of balanced out. They went a little early, but it balanced out. I think we're about where we normally are. And now you're getting the second-tier quarterbacks going. So this team is really spending a lot on quarterback. I don't like this team. I don't like Knox. I get it. He's with him. Gibson. So there's a couple teams here that I'm just not a big fan of. Viente is now up to 5 running backs, completely out of balance, no quarterbacks. He's going to need some luck. Billy added a 4th running back with Sanders. Again, a guy I was considering. Cordell Patterson just went. So you see, there's these pockets, and you have to know when the pockets come. But now I've got 3 running backs. I'm still a little weak at running back. Let's face it, Harris and Cook are both part-time guys. But it's best ball. So there's that. Questions? Well, it's Belichick, right? Not believing him is not a problem. I look all fuzzy. Let's see, my camera. Whatever. I'm nothing to look at anyway. All right, let's go back to Undie-Dog. There's a Pomeranian. Rake-free contest. So this is a rare contest where I don't have 2. I've got 1, 4, 5, 1. But he's all stacked and correlated. Swift, Connor, Akers, and Gainwell is a good room. I've only got 5 wide receivers and the tight end. So I could use a tight end, and I could use a second quarterback. I don't have Mooney, though. Do I? No, I've got Kmet. And I've got a Detroit bring back, pick 131. We're at 1, and he probably won't make it back. I think this is a Justin Fields pick. Highest guy on the board, stacked, correlated week 17. 8 pick discount, different bye week than Dak, done at quarterback. Those are the things that I think of, guys. Let's go. Let's effing go. Treylon Burks has been dropping. I'm interested in something, but it would leave me weak at running back because I don't think running backs make it back. Once we get down to the next one, it's really thin at running back. I think I need to get a running back here. Well, I don't need to because I have Taylor, and I could go with 6. Yeah, my options are open. Gerald added a 3rd running back, a good one. He's building a good team. Lamar Jackson with Bateman. Do they have anyone from Pittsburgh coming back? He doesn't. Again, FFPC, it's not quite as important. Second quarterback, he doesn't have. Hopkins is a good value, man, that late. 8-1. Some good values in this draft. Billy being Billy, no quarterbacks, no tight ends through 10. That's Billy. That's why we don't draft too much together anymore. I mean, it's a beautiful strategy. There's nothing wrong with the strategy and the players he picks. I mean, Billy's is smart. I love his team. It's just not me. I like having a quarterback and a tight end in FFPC. But man, Billy's got a really nice team. Billy is also good people. He's recovering from COVID. I hope he's doing well. No more comments. All right, almost up. So there goes Melvin Gordon. There's some really good choices here. And Tua went ahead of me. I guess the guy thought I would take him to go with Hill. I might have. Did he have Waddle? No, he just wanted him and maybe wanted to snipe me, which is fine. Boy, I have no problem with Gainwell here, but I'm going to take Pickens. I want Pickens. And then I will come back. There'll be, whether it's Gainwell, whether it's Henderson, whether it's Michael Carter, whether it's Pacheco, I'm fine. There are plenty of quarterbacks still to come. And again, with FFPC, I am less concerned about stacking. I want to, but I'm just not going to make a suboptimal. I'm less likely to make a suboptimal pick to accomplish it. Treylon Burks. I could go Alberto, get a second tight end. I won't. Billy will probably take Alberto if he makes it there. I mean, Gainwell or Carter? I mean, Carter's starting right now. Bye week is 10, Gainwell's 7. I already have one Eagle. Do I really benefit with a second one? I could go Pacheco. Pacheco's been starting to drop again. Darrell Henderson would be a very good pick for this team. But I think I want a little more floor since Cook and Harris are light on floor. So he took Gainwell, so I'm going to take Carter. Easy peasy. So now I've got 4 running backs, and I don't mind speculation late. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Madison. Everett, 14, no to Spiller, no to Algier. Higbee, 16, Fant. Jalen Tolbert, no. Matt Ryan, sure. Dukes is already in. Julio is a good choice. Dotson, lots of upside. Herbert's fine. Njoku's fine. Winston's fine. It's going to make me wish I took Michael Thomas. Ingram, Hardy. I'll put Nico in there. Jamal Williams. DJ Shark. Lot of guys. Way too many. Let me go through and take out some of the ones I don't really want. Well, you know what? Let's just see what happens. Let's look at the draft board. This guy is on the clock. He's only got 2 wide receivers. They're both on the Chiefs to go with Mahomes. Not terrible. And he got Gage. I mean, that's not bad. This guy's building. a decent team. He's just behind the 8 ball, and running back is going to be a real problem for him because he's low. All right, so Billy had Mooney, got Fields, so that really changes, and that's what Billy's so good at, right? So he waited, was patient at quarterback, and still got Fields to go with Mooney. This is a dangerous team. He's building a very dangerous team. This guy decided he needed a third tight end when he has Mark Andrews, when he only has 3 wide receivers and no quarterbacks. Thank you for contributing, Viente. We appreciate the rake. Gerald is still doing good. No more questions in the comments. Let's go back over here and do another pick for the underdog. All right, so is there any blue apparent? Well, all the way down here is Jamal Williams. I've got 4 running backs. I've got 5 wide receivers and a tight end. Unfortunately, Freiermuth didn't make it back to me. Oh, he did. Oh, not up in this one. That was weird. Okay. Let's go. 1-3. So 5th round action. You can see I'm a little over on Cooks, a little under on Bateman. I got 1-3. Cooks, I'm picking from the 6th. So if I want one of the 2 quarterbacks, neither one is going to make it back. I'm trying to get my Hurts up a little bit. Is there anyone here? I mean, Cooks and Mooney, I'm going to take Hurts. You guys won't see how that plays out, but I'm trying to catch up on Hurts a little bit. I thought he might drop, but he's just been very impressive. Nico Collins, another good pick for Gerald. A guy you saw that I was willing to put in the queue ahead of time. What's up, Austin? All right. Let's go back to... Not there. I have time for one more pick. All right, so I have 1 quarterback. I need a quarterback. Jameis is here. Fields, I've got stacked with Mooney. So I could do that. I have 13% Fields. I have 11% Winston. I've got Michael Thomas. So I have a week 17 correlation. I don't have one here. I could add it, but 131 to 156. This is really late for Justin Fields. Really late. I mean, I hate giving up the correlation, but my correlation's only with Kenny Gainwell. I'm taking Justin Fields. Bank in that discount. Bank that discount, that 24-point discount. I think that's more important than these correlations being empty. I fill them in as best I can. And I'm at 13-11. Jamal Williams is going to come back to me, possibly. This guy is probably not going to see. And he's already got 5 running backs. So I would love to get that correlation on the way. Oh, I got 5 running backs already. Holiday. That doesn't matter. All right, let's get back over here. I'm almost up. Well, there's one guy that really jumps out at me. So I've got 1 quarterback, 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers. I need to start thinking tight end with one of these picks. because that's going to start thinning out pretty soon. I know who I want. I know who I want. And I've got Tyreek Hill, so we got a week 17 correlation with Hunter Henry. And he doesn't share a bye week with my other tight end. Could I stop with Goddard and Henry? I could. Will that happen? Who knows? Khalil Herbert just went. Yes. I wanted Hunter Henry on the way back. The guy I wanted was Romeo Doubs. I just think this kid is going to be very good. And I think that the wide receivers in front of them are not that good. So I think he's going to make rookie mistakes. Rodgers is going to bitch and moan at times, but I think push comes to shove. Now I got 6 really good wide receivers. So I've got Hill, Evans, Brown, Drake, Pickens, and Doubs. I've got 3 really good upside wide receivers, young. I've got, the only thing I don't have is a lot of floor. I think that Drake London will give me that. But this is going to be a spiky team at wide receiver, at least for now. So they've taken 1 tight end. My guess is they're going to take another one here. My guess is they're going to take a second tight end. So I need to see, is there Tolbert? No, Algier, Njoku, and Ingram. So, yeah, I can add Ingram. Hooper, Hayden Hurst. I like Hayden Hurst. I also have Jameis Winston. I don't have a stack with him, but that would be a good choice too. And then I could figure out tight end later out, with 2 out of the later ones. I know Billy needs tight ends, though. This guy's taken 4. This guy's taken 3. They did take Njoku. I was going to take Njoku. So that was bad planning on my part, but I was so excited to see Doubs there that I just took him. All right. So do I want to back up? How much of a drop am I dropping? Right. I think it's pretty significant. I think Jameis is got a chance to be a really good second quarterback. It allows me to stop at 2 if I choose to. Matt Ryan's a decent choice too. But the tight end is a problem. And I know Billy's got a hit quarterback. I know there's still some good people out there. I would rather play catch up with second tight end and third tight end than second and third quarterback. That's just me. It's the highest scoring position on the in the field. And I think that was a good pick for me. All right. So do I want to keep doing this whole draft on the podcast? Or do I want to go grab my sandwich and eat my dinner? That's the question. But I think I need to do at least another round, round 14, 15. So I am going to stay a little longer. How long have I been on? Over an hour. So no one can complain I didn't give them a good show. All right, so let's go over here. Excuse me. 7. So I've already got 2 early quarterbacks here again, 2 in the window. Rodgers is not stacked. Dubs is sitting right there. I mean, I'm not even going to look anywhere else. I mean, you see Rodgers fills in, he's blue. That's I mean, Rodgers was a 7-pick discount. I guess that's why I took him here. And because I've got Thomas and Fournette, Taylor and Fournette, I don't feel the need, and Mitchell, I don't feel the need to do much there. All right, so that's that. Let's go back over here and start adding to my queue. And you see Billy now is, starting with Tunyon. And he'll probably take another tight end on the way back. So I'm going to be chasing second and third tight end here more than I wanted to. But I made the decision that overall, I put a 4th-round pick on Goddard. He's going to be the one who's going to have to get me my points at tight end. All right, so that's now what you'll see is I start doing this by position. Well, I'm not going to take another quarterback right now. Just no way on the next pick. Algier goes with London. I think Spiller that late makes some sense. McKissick, Jamal Williams, TDP. Mostert, sure. Eno, I'm backing off Eno a little bit. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs. Let's see how it looks. I might come back and throw some more names in there. Galladay, Gallup, Shark, Landry, McKenzie, Osborne, Wandale, Watson, Hamler, Pierce, Robbie. I've got 6 there. Hooper, Hurst, Melvin Gordon. So Ingram went here. It'll be real. I'm hoping Mostert. So this guy didn't take one. At a certain point, you just kind of, so this is why I don't like waiting on tight end too long, because in a draft like this, where one guy's got 3, one guy's got 3, now you got Tunyon, and I think someone else will make it back. I wouldn't be shocked if he took Melvin Gordon here. I know he also likes Hurst and Hooper, so Billy's going tight end here, almost guaranteed. Viente with a pick I like, McKenzie, yay! And it was Hooper. Not a surprise. All right, let's start studying what these boys need. They've got 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 2 and 2. I mean, they could definitely go tight end again. So, I mean, unless there's no tight end that I like. I mean, I hate having my hand tied, but that's the downside of taking Jameis. But I just think that Jameis is, significantly. I think Jameis has a lot more chance of being drafted up here next year than a lot of the rest of the quarterbacks that are left. Osborne, Christian Watson, McKissick. I just need to make one more. One of these 2 guys has to pass on tight end, and I'll get a guy I like. These guys have been a bit of a wild card. 7. Let's look. There goes Hurst, and I bet you Melvin Gordon goes next. Oh, he didn't. Yay me. All right, Melvin Gordon, easy peasy. I don't know what that guy was thinking, that I wouldn't take him, or maybe he doesn't look. But Mike Davis, thank you, Scalp Hunters. This is not a good team. Well, it's all right. He got a pretty good deal on Lance. I don't like his team. I mean, any team can win. I just don't like it. We'll make this last pick, and then we'll get out of there. Any last questions, let me know. So I'm going to get someone I like here. Whether it's Jamal Williams or Shark or Landry. I've got the stack, so Landry makes a lot of sense, even though I like Shark more than him. I feel like I do need a running back more than a wide receiver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 good wide receivers. So I'll show my hand and say I need a running back more. But then I've got the stack with Landry. So really, I can't go wrong here. I like Jamal Williams. I think his floor goes very well with this team. Landry is, it's a pretty good stack. That's a tough decision. Let's see if they take the decision out of my hands. No last questions. Boy, these guys like keeping it right down to the wire. Hamler. All right, boy, this is a tough decision. I know that I'm going to get better wide receivers later. I do have that week 17, but it's not a great week 17 matchup. But I do also have Taylor. I feel like I've got a pretty decent running back room. But, oh boy, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I'm going to take the running back, the 5th running back, rather than the 7th wide receiver. The drop-off's going to be less when I come back. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Hope you liked the show. Hope you learned a lot. Any questions? What do I play during DFS? Last year I maxed out the slant for a while. I play a few. I always play the $3. I always play a few milli makers, and I like playing the single entry $100. But I'm reevaluating what I'm not going to do. I'm not doing mixed. MME almost killed me last year. I didn't do well with it. I'm scaling back on DFS a little bit this year. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you all for joining, and I will talk to you later.